welcome to Car Chats with Carolyn. So I want to talk a little bit about the importance of emotional regulation and just like having that self-awareness that you even need to regulate your emotions in the first place. Okay, because I went for many years of my life basically just not having the awareness that I had to regulate my emotions, or that I could be in charge of what tools I had to regulate myself. You know, like I didn't know any better. I didn't have the knowledge or the support or the, like demonstration, the exposure to other people regulating themselves well, or using tools, even like figuring out what tools work for them to regulate, you know what I mean? So basically growing up and into my early adulthood, I didn't have that. And so I kind of had to figure that all out on my own just by winging it and realizing like, okay, I have no tools, and then gradually learning about tools and trying them out. Because when you're in those moments of dysregulation, like you can either stay in that loop, stay in that cycle of being dysregulated and not regulating, or you can, pattern interrupt and figure out something that will regulate you or help you become regulated and shift your state. And that's what we need. Like those patterns are so ingrained. So like if you don't have a pattern interrupt, like you're gonna keep in that cycle, even if it's not necessarily what you actually want to do. So for me, my pattern interrupts are, I really love tapping. I love crying. Like crying, it's not even like I try to make myself cry. It's usually that I just end up crying because that emotion is just there. It's inside of me, and it's pretty much like bubbling to the surface quite frequently. And so I usually end up crying, like unintentionally, which is fine. Crying is a great way to get emotion out, and I think it's very healthy and actually very beneficial to let it out like that. I love tapping. I love EFT tapping. That's been a game changer, and for a long time I went without doing it, and I realized just how much it was affecting me negatively, that I was not sticking with it, because I realized how much I missed it and how much it helped me. So once I brought that back into my routine, I definitely felt way more capable of regulating. I felt more hopeful, and I could feel the shift of like an emotion coming up and it passing through, and realizing like, hey, this doesn't have to last forever. Emotions are temporary, and like I know that logically, but sometimes in the moment it can be really hard to remember that because it feels so strong, and you're like in it, you're in the situation, and it's just like it feels like it's not ever gonna stop. But the tapping has helped me realize like, hey, these emotions do pass, and sometimes it can pass really fast. Sometimes it takes a few rounds of tapping and a good cry, and some hours just spent like letting that emotion pass through you. It just depends. But using that tool has helped me immensely, and just feeling like, hey, I am capable of regulating myself, and it's okay for me to have these feelings, but like I can handle it. Like I'm capable of handling this. It doesn't have to overtake me. It doesn't have to like control me. Like I can control my emotions and how I respond to having them. So I just want to encourage you that like, hey, I'm going through it with you, and yeah, just keep pushing through, guys. Keep working on yourself. And even if it's hard and even if it sucks, like just know I'm going through it with you, and I love you and I support you.